Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of our Leadership Power Paradigms webinars. And this is Bill Thomas. I am your host and I will be your presenter for today. And as we just wait our few extra mini seconds here for the beginning of our webinar, let me get some things settled here. All right, great, wonderful, terrific. All right, so we're just about ready to begin. And as I said, this is, oops. Let's cancel that and let's try that again. Okay, great, that's better. All righty. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Leadership Power Paradigms webinars. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's webinar. And in our 14 or so minutes of time together, we will learn why it is important for leaders to design and develop a deep philosophy of leadership that empowers every leadership action, to reflect upon and adapt that leadership philosophy towards energizing your performances, and to discover ways of employing or connecting the foundational, functional, and formulative generators of your philosophy to your exercise of more effective leadership practices. These four principles are ways you can set the standards of excellence, reliability, and accountability for your leadership actions, attitudes, and approaches. Pursuing the wonderful ideals of each principle is where you begin to describe the parameters of your purposes, policies, programs, processes, and performances for managing and shepherding your people and missions on a path of wonder that leads to growth and prosperity. Constructing a truthful philosophy means connecting your ideas to the realities of your leadership actions. That's why your philosophical base must be established on realistic, tangible, measurable activities, attitudes, and approaches that you can take as a leader. How will you serve the needs of the organization? How could you better engage or encourage people? How should you acquire and achieve more ambitious goals? Because your attitudes and of happiness, satisfaction, and peace are really and actually a direct results of the actions that you take now, those you took in the past, and those actions you hope to take in the future, your leadership philosophy can help you prepare yourself for handling your challenges or the demands for change. And a thoughtful philosophy can strengthen your resolve for acting with integrity, purpose, and an ethical intention. When your philosophy contains and embraces a portfolio of glorious ideals that your people wish to aspire to in their acts and attitudes, when your culture behaves in concert with noble values, which are the authentic reflection of yourself and your employees, when the beliefs and meanings about your missions and work are based upon principles of service and worthiness, that's when you'll radiate the natural poetic brilliance of your leadership philosophy. As I work with my clients, I know that the most effective roles I can play are that of a travel guide, a tourist aide, or as a launch or mission commander who is responsible for showing clients the highlights, exciting sights, and famous landmarks of their journey of being and becoming a better, more effective leader. And using the lessons learned in their ontological journeys, they'll create more robust philosophical identities, make stronger commitments to their leadership duties, and see greater possibilities for growth and prosperity in every situation. There is no way of knowing if or how your philosophy is being the primary idea behind your leadership actions and decisions unless you have taken the time to reflect upon or contemplate and think about your results and outcomes every day. Are you meditating or speaking the truths of your philosophy to yourself? Do you perform self examinations? Are you getting new or clearer insights from your self inquiries? How do you tap into your intuition? Do you find yourself imagining or creating numerous solutions for every difficulty? And have you disciplined your willpower to do what is right or better? Some leaders act like scientists, being being following a single method for their leadership, and other leaders act like artists who have no rationality, restraints, or reason. Your leadership philosophy must enable you to be rational, imaginative, and elegant in leading others. There is a treasure trove of great and awesome beauty in all four of these domains or ranges of responsibilities and actions leaders can take. Leaders like Steve Jobs was said to act like an artist painting masterpieces whenever he presented a new Apple product to his employees and the public. Jack Welch acted like a totally rational Nobel Prize winning scientist when he held his yearly meetings with the leaders of business units. They say his questioning techniques and processes were legendary. Mother Teresa was a tigress of pure, unadulterated passion for the higher purpose she was called to fulfill in caring for the poor and abandoned peoples. And Jesus Christ was the pinnacle of intellectual, efficient, transformational core competence when it came to leading his followers and inspiring billions of others who never met or heard him in the flesh. Our philosophy also holds the ideals of morality and meaning for our lives as leaders. These morals and meanings are the affairs of our souls, our hearts and spirits. You will never find or read these morals, ideals, or meanings in your spreadsheets or in a memo from other executives. You cannot put them into your annual budget. You will never get a performance review that gives you a perfect score or a perfect rating on those attributes either. Yes, life is hard, but the God of love, favor, peace, and mercy is always good and worthy to be obeyed. The larger the scale and scope, or the broader and deeper the philosophy, the more of the attributes, features, and characteristics of God in your leadership traits will have. If your actions are comprehensively and personally helping your people to achieve their dreams or goals, if you are deeply and sincerely supporting your stakeholders and community members in their growth or journey towards prosperity, and if you ambitiously and aggressively act as a creative force in every collaboration with others, then you will be accepted as a godly leader indeed. You can and should be seen as a balanced, authentic, controlled leader who deserves and demonstrates an ultimate level of authority, legitimate power, and precious asset for all those lives you touch. Your leadership philosophy should provide you with the ideal guidance, noble values, and moral foundations you need to make the right and very best choices for each and every act that you take. You will know that you are ready to move to the next stage or begin working on strengthening yourself in the current or for a future stage when you take the time and effort to honestly and rigorously evaluate, analyze, and investigate your own actions. That's why your leadership philosophy must also supply you with some way of seeing the stages of advancement or increments of progress towards realizing your ideals and objectives, then you can easily make those adjustments and shape the adaptations that you need to make. Back in the days of old, when there was a reformation, a renaissance, or revolution in society's thinking and perceptions of the world, philosophy was a conceptual exercise, something that people thought about. However, to be effective and attain your desired results in today's world, you must act out, take powerfully positive actions on, and concretely practice your philosophical beliefs and priorities. There is a formula for creating a dependable leadership philosophy. It involves developing inspirational purposes of high and lofty ideals. You'll need to include policies of strategic and moral intentions. You'll have to have programs which activate and empower the strengths and talents of your people. Your philosophy requires guidelines for performances which demonstrate excellence and growth. Your processes must be rationally and elegantly simple, yet competently transformative to bring greatness to all your stakeholders. Do you need your leadership philosophy to give you and your organization more growth and prosperity? This ends today's lesson. You are looking at a catalog of materials, training, and coaching support which are featured in my Leadership Power Paradigms Producer Tools program. You can see that this program is designed to dramatically improve your leadership performances and use your leadership strengths to comprehensively empower the achievements of your people. Right now, this program is available to you at my lowest possible price, so I urge you to visit the webpage at www.1-iam.com/LPP-tools, or click on the Enroll and Get Started Now button on the right side of this screen. And if you like what you read on that page, go ahead and get going now. Don't forget, there is my famous no questions asked, no risk to you 30-day money-back guarantee for this program. So you really have nothing to lose by enrolling now in this awesome educational program. And let me run back over to our control panel so that I can provide you with the bonus gifts for today's webinar session. Let's see now, where are you, my little bonus gifts? Well, let me do this. I'll send that off to you, and just to make sure that we all get everything that we need to get, I'll send that one off too. All right, so your two bonus gifts for attending today, and I thank you in advance for attending. Your two bonus gifts for attending today are the 5 Leadership Uplifter Tasks infographic. That is a PDF document, so I strongly encourage you to download it and print it out, put it on your desk, or put it on a wall in front of you or whatever. And that way you'll be able to refer to those 5 tasks. And just know that if you're using one or more of those tasks in every one of your leadership actions, you will find great success in what you do. And the second gift is our Words with Wisdom paper. It's 8 pages. It is a PDF document also. And it is called The Rainbow Moment of Black Elk, and it contains a lot of the ideas, concepts, principles, strategies that we discussed during both this webinar episode as well as in our previous ones and our future ones as well. So I think you'll find that pretty helpful too in your leadership practice. Both of those gifts are designed to help you to improve your leadership performances anyway, and that's my gift to you. Those are my gifts to you for attending today or attending the replay session as well. And if you are on the replay recording of this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms, then of course you can go to the right hand side of your screen. You'll see something that says questions. Email questions to Bill, and that's to me, to the admin. And I would strongly suggest that you type in your question or your comment about anything that I covered in this episode or in anything to do with leadership at all. And if you type in your question or comment, I will receive it because it's sent directly to my email, and I'll have your email so I can reply back to you without any problems at all. I even get your first name because you had to use that to register for the webinar anyway, right? So all you need to do is type in your question or comment. And if you would like to further discuss your question or your comment with me, why then if you're located in Canada or in the US, then I strongly suggest that you include your phone number. I won't have your phone number, so include your phone number when you finish typing out your question or comment in the box there, and I will give you a call. And if you are located outside of Canada or the US, then I strongly urge you to include your Skype ID. If you include your Skype ID and you are located anywhere in the world, I will use Skype to give you a call back and we can have a nice discussion. You might even get a free paper or article from me, or even an infographic also, if I think that that might help you to understand my answer or what we discussed anyway during our call. So using Skype is a great way of getting even more free stuff from me, as well as free advice. And I'll spend a few minutes with you and we'll have a nice little conversation. Otherwise, if you are only if you are located in Canada or in the United States, you can include your phone number. Otherwise, if you're located outside of those two countries, why then I strongly urge you to include your Skype ID, and I can give you a call that way too. Okay? All right. So I'm just looking to see if there's any further comments or issues. Okay, seeing none, I'm going to say, well, thank you all for joining us on this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, and I was your presenter and host for today's episode. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. And I say God bless you and Godspeed be to you. And I wish you every success, the best success in every endeavor, leadership endeavor that you take. This is Bill Thomas saying take care and see you in the next episode.